Alright, this one's going to be the interview of my mother, June Williams. And maiden name, Riley. As you can see, she was born in 1940 in Pineville, Louisiana. And got her husband there, Willard Williams. Brothers, Donna Ray Riley, who's that? And Charles Riley and Robert Riley Jr. Yeah, got that off, whatever that was. Anyway, we did Daddy first, and then the same children, Brent, and his kids, children. I won't go over this because I went over it with Daddy's interview. There's mine's right here. Those are my children, grown adults now, and the those are their great grand, down here on the bottom, the very bottom line. Then you got Angela and her children, well, child, Jamar and his wife, and Willard and his children. Right there. So, this is an interview of my mother, and we'll get to it real quick. I just wanted to go over her tree real fast with Grandmama. Bless her soul. April, and she died this year. Mommy said that was her best friend. She got a new best friend now, Brent. He's there with them. I'm so proud of him and the strides and accomplishments he's made so far. Sometimes our life probably goes a certain way so we can be there, because he's there for Mom and Dad now. That's Granddaddy, Robert Leonard Riley Sr. And then Grandmama's people, Mama Kate, my great-grandmother. I got it probably, that's a little clearer. And her husband, my great-grandfather, Monroe Hollins. And Mom Cake's father, John Williams, and Mom Cake's mother, Betsy Williams. Let's see if I can get a little bit more family tree. Yeah, with Mom Cake's father, John Williams, I couldn't find any. That's such a common name, John and William. So, like I say, with black people, it was hard to trace back. But with Betsy, who was actually mulatto, so we could go back a little further. And I got back as far as Louisa Burr. Betsy's maiden name was Burr. And her father's name was Dana Burr, back in 1814. He actually was a shoemaker. I'll have to do a little bit more on them and their occupation and give my 2 cents on their stories or their lives at a later date. But for the most part, that's just kind of where we are with Mommy's side of the family. Now, when it comes to Granddaddy, the Riley side, let me try see if I can go back there. Wait a minute. TV. I don't want that. Here's Granddaddy's side right here. His mother's name was Frances M. Riley. Johnson. Her maiden name was Johnson. Born in 1892. Let's see. And her husband, granddaddy's father, name was Edward John Riley, born in 1884. And those are records that we have, like the census. And then, as far as I have for Mama, as Mommy called her, her grandmother, my great grandmother, I came in with Oscar Johnson. I got to do a little bit more research in Martha. And then it goes a little bit further with Judith Johnson with Martha. Like I said, I'll do a little bit more detail with each of the ancestors at a later date. Anyway, that's about it for Mommy. And I got a little interview on her that kind of brings her from when she was born up to the date. And that's it. Okay, then we have all of Mommy's brothers and their children, like Uncle Charles, have Latrice and Aaron, and their mother was Norma Riley. They're divorced right now, and he is married to Dolores. Let me click on his portrait to bring her up. Let's see. Dolores. There he is. There she is. That's him. And then current wife, Dolores. They don't have children together. That's the second wife. They each have their own, though. But to show the relationship on the tree, we have Norma, Auntie Norma there. Okay, and then this is Latrice's children. Right here. Uncle Charles' grandkids. And Aaron. And Ingrid, his wife, and their children. And then we go back. Let's see. Got Uncle Robert and Auntie Frances. And then their children, Dinky. I don't know Garrett's mother's name, but Robin and her husband, no one listed their kids there, and I don't know their names, so I couldn't list them. And then Shannon, and she have kids also. Yeah, Uncle Robert or Auntie Frances could come in and fill in their information. And we have Donna Ray. Yep. And Felicia, his daughter, they have her mother there because they show that union for the tree. Okay, and those are her two kids. And then with Uncle Donald, where is he at? He have partners, like he's married again with Betty Riley. And then it shows that little Donald came along. I don't have his family on here either. I don't know too much, so if I don't know that much about them, I don't put them on. It's really for everyone to put their own family on, especially the younger generation, because there's no census records for those. That's Uncle Donald, and then he also had a partner that he had a child with, Stephanie. Got a picture fixed. I don't know how that happened, but we got it fixed now. And her mother's name was Jen. Oh, there it is, Jeanette. Jeanette Reed. I don't have a picture of her. There you go. Anyway, those are her kids. And trying to raise grandkids more. He got a bunch of them. That's not Stephanie's picture. Oh, I gotta find her picture. But those are Mommy's brothers. And all along the line right here.
Well, I think Angie gave it to me.
Oh, yeah? This is my mama. And Mommy, what I'm doing is the family tree. Wait a minute. I said, I'll need it around here then. I'm doing the family tree and I'm asking questions so that people know about you. Now, the other ones that have already passed away, I'm just speculating based on the census.
Mm-hmm.
So you was born in 1940, just like Daddy. And then your earliest memory that you remember. I know you don't remember coming out.
Yeah, well, I was born January 9th, 1940, to Bertha and Robert Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember from the first grade on to age 16.
Uh-huh.
And I went to Pineville Elementary and also
In Louisiana.
middle school in Louisiana. Later, it was changed to Kershaw Elementary School and junior high. And then I went 1 year at Peabody High. Then I relocated here in California in 1956. And I finished high school at Compton High School.
Okay, but so what about in Louisiana first? What about you guys all lived on the same street, right? You, your auntie.
No, yes, we did. We lived in an apartment, and my mother's oldest sister Alice, and her sister Dora, and my mother, of course. We lived in apartments right there. It was four, and a friend of ours lived in the fourth one. Mama owned a cafe, and which was next door to the apartment. And she was a cook. And so when she was growing up, they called her the cook because she learned how to cook at an early age. So she taught me how to cook when I was real young too. I had to be with her before I could go outside to play. And that's how I learned how to cook different little dishes, you know. So anyway, I had a good years there in Pineville, Louisiana. And I played with all my cousins. All of them was older cousins. So I always call them brothers because we were more like siblings. And that's who I played with. So I went to school and they had a girls' side and a boys' side.
Wow.
And so the girls could only be on one side of the campus and the boys on the other. But I would always be on the boys' side because I was so used to playing with boys. And they used to have to run me back to the girls' side. And so I was just used to playing with boys. So all of my little cousins, they were too young for me to play with. The girls started coming along. But I had fond memories of that and how we used to play up on the hill, the grassy hills, with a paper box, and we would split it open and slide down the grass, a hilly side, and just like it would be on snow, but we'd be on the grass. And we would make our own toys and stuff, because a lot of times we wasn't able to buy the toys. My mother and them wasn't. We played ball with a tin can, hitting it with a stick. We didn't have a ball, so we made use of the tin can. A lot of times we get whacked upside the head with it, and we used to find us a tennis ball. We was happy to get a tennis ball, and I was so used to having my way, where if I wanted to hold first base or a position on the team and somebody else did, it was always a fight. And I was the one, I was the one doing the fighting. So my mother told me if you can't play with the kids, then you don't play at all because all you do is fight. And I used to get a lot of whippings because I used to fight a lot. So anyway, we grew up. We had fun in Louisiana, and we had a good time. I even played on the basketball team. I was short, but I played on the basketball team, and could shoot real good. That's why they put me on the basketball team. But
I didn't know
all through that, we had a beautiful time there in Pineville up to age 16.
I'm standing on my knees, darling.
And then I went to Alexandria to Peabody High. And that's why I'm telling you, I went 1 year. And then we relocated here in California in 1956. And that's where I finished at Compton High. Then I went 1 year to Compton JC, which is now El Camino College. And then I left because I had to get money to help my mother with my brothers. It was 3 boys and I was the oldest, so I said, well, I'll just go get me a job. And that's when I went to work for Rancho Los Amigos. And out there I met your dad. And he was out here from Alabama. And so I met him, and we had a friend that played matchmaker for me and him. And I used to wear a wedding band, and he thought I was married. And he told her that she married to an old man. And that was my daddy that was bringing me to work every morning early.
Oh, wow.
So he found out later from her that that's my dad. She told me to take off that wedding band because he think you married. And I used to wear that wedding band a lot because a lot of people, they would mess with me and say, oh, she married, you know. But anyway, we got together, and it was about a year later we got married. And we got married June 4th, 1961. And we had 5 kids. 1 passed away as a baby, infant. And then I lost my other son, Willard, in 1906.
2000.
2000.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. 2006.
Yeah.
And then that was a hurting thing. It's just like someone had ripped the heart out. And I'm still going through it. It comes and goes, but like I say, the Lord knows best. And so now we have a beautiful family. We have grandchildren. We have great grands. Yes, so we're still family. We enjoy each other right now, our extended family, and we have picnics. We got the Christmas. We be together every 2 months. We be at one or the other house. We try to keep them together, and we hope that these others will come in and just keep the family going.
Right.
But now I lost my mother just this year in April, and we were more like sisters than mother and daughter, because that became one of my best friends. My other best friend is my husband. Yeah. So, and then of course the number one of all is my Lord, my Jesus Christ. That's my friend.
That's right.
Then I have my husband, and now my mother is gone, but she was more of a friend. She became my friend as I got older. So I've just been blessed, and I'm just glad to be here. So I've had it so good, and I thank the Lord for everything. And also, we are still making it, and we're still going to make it. With His help, with the Lord's help. Yeah, so that's about all I can tell you about my life. All the way up to now. Now I'm 78 years old. Yeah, I'm 78.
Beautiful.
Yes, 78. So I thank the Lord. I had my mother 78 years. And that was a blessing, because Mama was 90, would have been 98 her birthday, which would have been June 18th. So he blessed me with her, and I thank the Lord for her. So now she with all her relatives, all her, to her mother, her father. She's having a glorious time right now. So she's she been reunited with her family.
Just like we will one of these days.
Oh yeah, we all gonna be together. We all be together again. We just passing through here. It's not our home.
That's
Just
right.
passing through.
That's
I
right.
thank the Lord every day because He brought me through a lot of sickness. I had an operation in '80, and they thought I wasn't going to be here but a year. But I'm still here. This is 2018. And it's been a long time. I thank the Lord for that, and I thank the Lord for my husband, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here either, because I refused to go to another doctor.
Yeah.
And he talked me into going to see that one doctor, and that's the one that found out that I had a brain tumor.
Yeah.
So he brought me through that.
Well, Daddy pretty good, then.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's beautiful. I just wouldn't take nothing for him. But I mean, you know, we have our ups and downs.
That's
but
right. Who don't? But you guys been married 57 years.
Yeah, 57.
That's a long time. It's hard now, especially nowadays for relationships.
Yeah, it
People,
is.
the young people, even having a hard time. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing that somehow God brought you guys together
Yes,
from
he
two
did.
different
But
parts of the
I
world.
prayed when I was a teenager. I prayed and I said, ask the Lord, send me a good man.
You almost missed him though, wearing that wedding band.
Yeah, I did. And I didn't like him at first. I didn't like him at first.
Oh no.
No. And I say, I ain't thinking about him. That's what I told the lady. And I almost missed him. You know, well, that was my mate. And I was getting ready to get on. You know?
No, but God made it right.
Yeah.
There's all kind of things that happen to
Yeah,
make us go where we
that's
supposed to
my
go.
soulmate. That's right. That was my soulmate. Yeah, so I thank the Lord for him, because I said, I don't want no man that drink. Because years ago, my daddy, he used to drink.
Yeah.
Until the Lord turned him around and changed him completely. And I just prayed I didn't get a man that drank. And he don't drink. He don't drink. He tried to drink beer for a while, and then he stopped drinking that. So, hey, I thank the Lord. That was my soulmate. He sent him to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mommy. I appreciate it. This will be part of my family tree.